fall. When worries weigh heavy and fears take flight, I'll be your strength, guiding through the night. And when the days are dark and heavy on your heart, I'll be the voice to guide you through the dim. Strong walls may crumble, but within you've got the spark. Just turn the key, let light dissolve the grim. Did you think you were alone in your feelings? Strike a match, let your inner strength be seen. Welcome to all things serious. In the depths of your despair, where demons roam, I'll be the hand to hold. You're never alone. When storms rage fierce and winds blow strong, I'll be the shelter in your soul where you belong. Welcome to all things serious.
Welcome in, everybody. How are we all doing today? Today we're covering childhood trauma as an adult, on how it affects us. So I pulled up a very good article, and after I cover the article, I'm going to drop the link and have people come up on panel if they want to come up and talk about childhood trauma. Welcome in, Black Skies. How you doing? Quinny, how you doing? BB, how you doing? Jen, how you doing? Juicer, how you doing? Mona, how you doing? Welcome in, everybody. So, as I was doing some research, I found an article called Childhood Trauma and Its Lifelong Impact. I'm going to screen share it. Manda Panda, how you doing? And we're going to go over this article because I think it's very important for us to understand childhood trauma. Childhood trauma casts a long shadow, shaping the lives of individuals long after events themselves have passed. For therapists, understanding the profound impacts of childhood trauma is essential for providing effective support and intervention for those who have experienced it. And I'm pretty sure there's quite a few people in chat that have experienced trauma. In this article, we'll delve into the intricate landscape of childhood trauma, exploring its definition, prevalence, and its far-reaching consequences it can have on mental, emotional, and physical well-being. By gaining a deeper understanding of childhood trauma, therapists can better recognize its signs, providing compassionate care and guide clients on a path toward healing and resilience. And knowing what therapists know actually help what a client can understand. Before you continue, we thought you'd like to, I'm going to give the link after this article in chat because it's public. What is childhood trauma? Childhood trauma encompasses on a broad spectrum of adverse experiences that occur during the formative years of a person's life. Well, I'm going to stop sharing the article because it's slowing down my internet. So, it's lagging. My internet sucks. These experiences can range from physical, emotional, and sexual abuse to neglect, household dysfunction, or exposure to violence. What distinguishes childhood trauma is not merely the nature of the event itself, but the profound and lasting impact it has on a child's developing brain, emotions, and self-esteem and sense of self. At its core, childhood trauma disrupts the fundamental sense of safety and security that children rely on for healthy development. When a child's basic needs for love, protection, and nurturing are not met, it can result in deep-seated emotional wounds that persist into adulthood. Moreover, the effects of childhood trauma are not limited to the individual, but they can reverberate through families, communities, and generations, perpetuating cycles of dysfunction and adversity. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, NDA, the prevalence of childhood trauma is staggering. Millions of children worldwide experiencing adverse events each year. Nearly two-thirds of adults report experiencing at least one adverse child experience, ACE, such as abuse, neglect, or household dysfunction during their upbringing. Furthermore, individuals who experience multiple ACEs are significantly higher risk for a wide range of negative outcomes, including mental health disorders, substance abuse, chronic health conditions, and even premature mortality. One of the most insidious aspects of childhood trauma is its silent nature. Many children who experience trauma suffer in silence. And that's a fact. Unable to articulate their pain or seek help from caregivers, many who may be unaware of the abuse or neglect occurring within the home. As a result, childhood trauma often goes unrecognized and untreated, leading to long-term consequences that can persist well into adulthood. The impacts of childhood trauma are multifaceted, affecting virtually every aspect of a person's life. Despite the pervasive and far-reaching effects of childhood trauma, however, there is hope for healing and recovery. With the right support, resources, and therapeutic interventions, individuals can learn to overcome the impact of trauma, reclaim their sense of agency and autonomy. uh, uh, um, Autonomy. That's what it is, autonomy, and build meaningful and fulfilling lives. By shedding light on the complex and often misunderstood topic, therapists can play a vital role in supporting survivors of childhood trauma on their journey toward resilience and well-being. Now, I want to talk about the impact. There's 7 adverse childhood experiences that affect you as an adult, especially if it's not acknowledged and taken care of while you're a child, and it's never acknowledged. Physical abuse. Physical abuse involves the intentional infliction of physical harm or injury upon a child by a parent or caregiver. It can manifest as hitting, kicking, shaking, burning, and other forms of violence, resulting in bruises, fractures, and other injuries. Children who experience physical abuse may develop a range of emotional and behavioral problems, including anxiety, depression, aggression, and self-harm. Emotional. And I want to let people know, I'm going to put a banner up because comments can be triggering and emotional. Number 2, Emotional abuse. Emotional abuse encompasses behaviors that undermine the child's self-worth, confidence, and emotional well-being. It can involve consistent criticism, belittling, rejection, or threats of abandonment, leading to feeling of shame, guilt, and worthlessness. Emotional abuse can have profound and long-lasting effects on a child's self-esteem, interpersonal relationships, and mental health, contributing to anxiety disorders, depression, and difficulties forming trusting connections with others. Sexual abuse refers to any sexual activity or behavior imposed on a child by an adult or other individual in a position of power or authority. Yep, know all that too well. It can include sexual touch, molestation, exploitation, or rape, leaving the child feeling violated, confused, and ashamed. Children who experience SA may struggle with a range of psychological and emotional consequences, including PTSD, sexual dysfunction, and difficulties forming healthy, intimate relationships. PTSD is what I suffer with. Neglect. Neglect occurs when a parent or caregiver fails to provide for a child's basic physical and emotional and developmental needs. It can involve inadequate supervision, nutrition, medical care, and emotional support. Emotional support is where I was at, leading to physical and emotional deprivation. Children who experience neglect may suffer from malnutrition, poor hygiene, developmental delays, and attachment difficulties, impacting their overall health and well-being. Household dysfunction. Household dysfunction encompasses on a range of adverse circumstances within family environment that can negatively impact a child's well-being. It may include parental substance abuse, mental illness, DV, incarceration, or divorce, creating an unstable and chaotic living environment. Children exposed to household dysfunction may experience emotional trauma, disruption in attachment relationships, and a heightened stress levels, increasing their risk of behavioral problems, academic difficulties, and mental health disorders. Community violence. Community violence refers to exposure to violence or traumatic events within the child's broader community, such as witnessing or experiencing crime, gang activity, war, genocide, or natural disasters. It can lead to feeling of fear, helplessness, and insecurity, as well as heightened vigilance and hypervigilance. Children who experience community violence may develop symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, depression, behavioral problems, affecting their ability to function effectively at home, school, and in social settings. Grief and loss. Grief and loss encompasses the experience of losing a loved one or significant attachment figure through death, separation, or abandonment. It can result in intense emotional pain, sadness, and longing, as well as feelings of emptiness, disbelief, and anger. Children who experience grief and loss may struggle with adjustment difficulties, unresolved grief, and challenges in processing their emotions, impacting their overall well-being and functions. 9 symptoms of childhood trauma in adults. Jody Ann, how you doing? Fruit Loops, how you doing? Ginger, how you doing? H. Davis, how you doing? Vibrant, how you doing? Nan, how you doing? Angels, how you doing? I'm going to drop the link, and if anybody wants to come up on panel, you're more than welcome. And then we'll continue on with this article. Richie, how you doing? So, I experienced SA and physical abuse as a child. So, I didn't have protection. I didn't have emotional support growing up. So I can relate to majority of everything that's being talked about. Single father. All right, Vibrant. Hey, Jen, you still in here? You want to come up on panel? $99 pink balloons. You know, I'll be back and forth to check. I'm going to get back to the article. Recognizing the symptoms of childhood trauma in adults is crucial for therapists in providing comprehensive and tailored treatment to individuals who have experienced adverse childhood experiences. These symptoms manifest across various domains of function and can significantly impact an individual's mental, emotional, and physical health. By identifying these symptoms, therapists can develop targeted interventions to address the underlying trauma and support individuals in their healing journey. Emotional dysregulation. Adults who have experienced childhood trauma may struggle with affect regulation, leading to frequent mood swings, intense emotional reactions, and difficulty managing stress. Flashbacks and intrusive memories. Individuals may experience flashbacks, negative automatic thoughts, and intrusive memories of traumatic events from their childhood, causing distressing and vivid recollections of past experiences. Yep, been there and done that. PTSD all day. If it wasn't for therapy, it'd probably be worse by now. Avoidance behaviors. Avoidance of people, places, and situations that remind them of traumatic events is common among adults with childhood trauma. This may include avoiding certain social settings, relationships, or activities that trigger distressing memories. Hypervigilance. Did I miss one? Yeah, no. Hypervigilance. Adults who have experienced childhood trauma may exhibit hypervigilance, constantly scanning their environment for potential threats or danger. This heightened state of alertness can lead to feelings of anxiety, restlessness, and difficulty relaxing. Difficulty trusting others. I had that for a very long time. Difficulty trusting others. Trust issues are common among individuals with childhood trauma, as they may have experienced betrayal, abandonment, or abuse by caregivers or authority figures during their formative years. Low self esteem and self worth. Childhood trauma can profoundly impact an individual's sense of self esteem and self worth, leading to feelings of shame, guilt, and inadequacy. 7. Relationship problems. I know all too well of. Adults with childhood trauma may struggle with forming and maintaining healthy relationship, experiencing difficulties with intimacy, communication, and trust. Substance abuse and addiction. Coping with the effects of childhood trauma may lead to some individuals turn to substance abuse or addictive behaviors as a way of numbing emotional pain and seeking relief. That's me. Number 9, physical health issues. Childhood trauma can contribute to a range of physical health problems in adulthood, including chronic pain, gastrointestinal issues, and autoimmune disorders, as well as an increased risk of cardiovascular disease or other chronic conditions. Risk and protective factors of adverse childhood experiences. Adverse childhood experiences can occur across diverse demographic groups, but certain factors may increase the likelihood of a child experiencing trauma. Socioeconomic disadvantage, including poverty, unstable housing, and limited access to resources, can heighten the risk of exposure to adversity. Additionally, children living in environments where substance abuse, DV, or parental mental illness are prevalent may face an elevated risk of experiencing trauma. Other risk factors include family dysfunction, such as parental conflict, divorce, or separation, as well as community level factors like crime and violence. Moreover, individual characteristics such as age, gender, and pre existing mental health conditions may also influence an individual's susceptibility to childhood trauma. However, despite the presence of risk factors, certain protective factors can help buffer children from adverse effects of trauma and promote resilience. Supportive and nurturing relationships with caregivers, family members, and other significant adults serve as a critical protective factor for children facing adversity. Stable and secure attachments provide a sense of safety and security, fostering emotional regulation and coping skills. Access to a quality education, healthcare, and mental health services can also mitigate the impact of childhood trauma by providing children with the resources and support they need to thrive. What's going on, Amanda Panda? You're muted. Let me check your volume on your mic.
Is that better?
Okay, you're good. You're good. Welcome, Amanda Panda. How are you doing? How you holding up?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, as I go through this journey of talking about mental health, I tend to learn a lot about myself along the way. Along the way.
It's definitely something that I'm experiencing. Well,
You're breaking up, Amanda.
hang on, let me take these off. Can you hear me now?
Yes, that is better.
All right.
Now we're talking.
Okay. I was saying that, yeah, learning more about myself is something that I'm trying to do, but that's something I'm learning is a big struggle in dealing with the abuse from childhood as well. Like I'm 37 and still don't know who I am because I have such a hard
Have
time
you tried
making.
therapy?
Yes, I've done therapy many times on and off, and then my longest stint was like 2 years um straight,
You
and
know what
then
my
my
longest stint of therapy was?
how long?
13. 13 years. Straight therapy.
Well, see, I have trouble creating relationships. That's a really big part. And then I did create a really good relationship with my therapist, and her husband had a heart attack and she had to quit.
Oh my word.
Yeah, so
And then from that point on, you have to stop.
I haven't gone back.
So, you know, I don't you know what's crazy, right? Is I started this channel and I haven't had therapy for 3 months and I miss it and I'm trying to get back into it. But this has also been therapeutic, talking about mental health.
Your channel, like I got turned on to it not too long ago actually. I subscribed to you, I think probably about a month ago or so. And I just really, really liked your channel. You had a guest on, and he was a music producer, I believe. He did his own music, and he was a recovering alcoholic. And since then, I really like to pop in on your stuff. Your topics are always very helpful.
Are you talking about real definitive music?
I believe that might have been it.
Yeah, he was talking about sobriety and his path to
Yes,
sobriety. Yes, that's actually a personal friend of mine. So,
very, very good music.
yes, so I used to manage him a while back. Um, and he knows, and I still stay in contact with him. He's actually working on a song for this channel. So, but, I've always stayed there. We might not talk for weeks at a time or months at a time, but he knows that he's always in my thoughts because you got to show support. Before I used to get on him I used to get on his case like my brother. I did that to my brother. Okay. I used to get on his case and then I quit. I quit getting on their case and I quit enabling them and I just let them know I'm there for them. If they need to talk, you can reach out. Okay, because addiction is powerful. It can destroy you.
Most certainly. And because of my trauma that I endured whenever I was younger, I turned to substances and then later on alcohol. Um, and it literally tore my life apart. Not that my life was held together by a string to begin with. I unfortunately was dealt a very rough hand, and I don't know. I just have had trouble getting out of those same patterns. And then, like you were talking about in that article, creating relationships and being able to function in society. Like it's hard for me to go to work every day and feel like I am just as good as the person next to me. Like,
It is. It's difficult. It is difficult. Let me. You can turn your camera on, H. Davis. H. Davis is a staple. You can turn your camera off. Is a staple in this community, Manda Panda.
I love Manda Panda.
If you ask him to pray for you, he will.
Yeah.
Even if
Hello,
you believe.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice
He's
to meet
also he's also a celebrity here.
After today, I don't feel like a celebrity. I'm gonna keep it real.
You didn't win any medals?
That's not till Tuesday.
He's got 64 Special Olympic medals, Manda Panda. 64.
Oh my goodness.
He said, "Oh my goodness."
So he is also he's sober too. He was a heavy drinker. So he's living with sobriety. So
Thank you for the shout out.
No.
and you've been 2 years sober?
To me?
No, Amanda Panda.
Yeah, it will be 2 years actually, the 13th.
Congratulations.
I didn't realize it was right around the corner.
So in 5 days, you're gonna have to be here so we can sing happy birthday to you, sobriety.
Yes, sir.
You know, I have one reason why what made me stop the drinking. I don't know if you want me to
Thank
share
you,
it.
99 Pete Balloons. 99 Pete Balloon said, "Step Inside the Circle" is a short but powerful video about men in prison and their traumatic experiences as children. So, but sobriety for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a few speed bumps in 13 years. No one's perfect. No one's perfect.
You're right.
You know, but I quit 13 years ago. I was an alcoholic.
Mm.
So, you know, and I did it because I couldn't sleep. And the reason why I couldn't sleep is because I was having flashbacks. I was reoccurring life as a child, certain situations, traumatic events. And I just drink them away. And then over time, those flashbacks quit coming because I was constantly intoxicated. I was never sober long enough for it to even happen. Well, one day I'm in college. I'm 30 years old. I'm working on my bachelor's degree. And I was drinking all through college. And I'm amazed with myself of having an associate's degree in business. And I remember everything I learned. I was functioning. You know, and this a friend of mine Amanda Panda.
Did I do it wrong?
You put it in private chat. You got to it in public chat.
Oh, I don't know how.
You're good. You're good. But all right, let's quit talking about substances, Christina, please. Please. Johnny, how are you doing, Johnny? Good seeing you in here. A pink 99, I will. I'll go back. I'll look it up. I'll see if I can cover it on my live stream. What prison does, because I've been incarcerated. Thank you, Christina. I will look it up. I promise.
Yeah.
And I'll reach out to the creator and see if I can cover it on my channel. I just got to ask Johnny. Johnny, how are you holding up, brother? How are you holding up? How are you holding up? I hope you're holding up very well. Because the last time we had a conversation, it was a distraught one. And I haven't talked to you since. Thank you, Christina. Appreciate it. You know we love you, Johnny. We love you, bro. You know you can reach out to me. You know you can reach out to me, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
So, childhood trauma affects, if we don't get it treated right away, it'll affect us as an adult. Okay? And it's normal for H. Davis to fall off panel. He'll be back. I want to get back to the article, and then we'll have our conversation, man to panda.
Sounds good.
Okay, so additionally, safe and supportive communities, positive peer relationships, and opportunities for social engagement and extracurricular activities contribute to resilience building and help children develop adaptive coping strategies in the face of adversity. So I want to go over some quotes to encourage healing and then some coping strategies. So 4 childhood trauma quotes to encourage healing. Adults who were abused or neglected as children can still learn the beauty of intimacy and mutual trust and have deep spiritual experiences that opens them to a greater universe. Vanderkolk, 2015. Once clients release the wounds that others has caused, they are freed up, but they no longer carry the trauma inside themselves, and they are untethered from their perpetrator. They possess a power from within that is rooted in compassion and love. In becoming embodied, trauma survivors return from their long exile. They come home to their bodies and know embodied life, as though for the first time, while trauma is hell on earth, its resolution may be a gift from the gods. Levine, 2010. Because of your upbringing or painful relationships you found along the way, you forgot one of your most inherent and inalienable truths. You are a creator. You can fashion something new from the old and transform wounds into wisdom. This new way of reconnecting with yourself, reparenting yourself, loving yourself, and remembering how you deserve to be loved is how you reclaim what was once taken. Copley, 2023. How to heal from childhood trauma. 5 coping strategies. Seek therapy. Number 1. Engaging in therapy with a qualified mental health professional such as a therapist, specializing in trauma-informed care or cognitive behavioral therapy can provide valuable support and guidance in processing traumatic experiences, building coping skills, and fostering emotional healing. Number 2, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing exercises, meditation, and grounding exercises can help individuals cultivate present moment awareness, reduce stress and anxiety, and promote emotional regulation. By staying grounded in the present, individuals can develop greater self-awareness and coping resilience. Build supportive relationships. Establishing and nurturing supportive relationships with trusted friends, family members, or support groups can provide a sense of safety, validation, and connection. Having a supportive network of individuals who understand and validate one's experience can be instrumental in the healing journey. Engaging in self-care. Prioritizing self-care activities such as regular exercise, adequate sleep, health nutrition, and engaging in hobbies or activities that bring joy and relaxation can help individuals replenish their physical and emotional energy reserves. Self-care practices promote overall well-being and resilience in the face of adversity. That's why I ask people if they got hobbies. Engage in hobbies or activities. Number 5, explore creative expressions. Engage in creative outlets such as art therapy, journaling, music, or dance can provide a therapeutic means of self-expression and processing emotions related to childhood trauma. Creative expression allows individuals to explore and communicate their feelings non-verbally, fostering healing and self-discovery. That's interesting. That's interesting. Hobbies, self-expression, art, music. You there, Amanda Panda? You're still muted. Put a 1 in chat if you have learned something today. She fell off. I will paste the link again. You know, every time I come live, I learn something new about me and about you guys. Firelight, how did I know you fell off, Pano? You hit the wrong button.
I did.
uh,
I'm learning.
if you want to come up on panel, you're more than welcome to click the link. What's up, Kevin?
How y'all doing?
Doing all right. All right.
Hello, Kevin.
Hi. Not much. Still depressed.
Depression is real.
Hi.
It's hard to overcome, but you got to put, like I said, have you tried any of the outlets I went over? Music, art. Have you tried? I got to do something real quick. I got to do something. Don't leave, Firelight. Give me just a second.
Yeah, I tried music. I love music.
It could be a good outlet.
But
It could be a good outlet.
all these older songs make me cry because my mom just died, you know?
Yep. It is. It's called grief, and it's normal.
I
You
could
lost someone close to you. It's called grief. Grief is normal. It's part
I
of grief.
could not imagine going through that.
Oh, is my echo gone now?
Yes.
Perfect.
You were never echoing in the first place.
Well, I think I'm the only one that heard it. I had to get out of the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know they have adult coloring?
How's that work?
I have so many. I love my adult coloring books.
Just got to look for them there, Kevin. Amazon,
Adult-
adult coloring books.
They have some pretty funny ones.
Adult coloring books? I mean, with
Yeah.
crayons?
Well, I use color pencils, but you can use whatever you want.
There's nothing wrong with it, Kevin.
I'll try anything, but
I
never
color
heard
Marvel
that.
characters, bro. I color Marvel characters.
Okay.
Mine are mainly Nightmare Before Christmas coloring books. But some
There
of
is
them
nothing wrong with coloring.
some of them glow in the dark, and some of them have funny sayings.
I like to build model cars
Well, there you go.
and real cars. You know, I build race cars and I race them, but ever since my mom died, money's been so tight. I'll get through it.
You're never too old to color. You'll survive, Kevin. I'm sorry to hear about your mom.
I appreciate it.
Just live it. You know, I'm pretty sure you have amazing memories with your mother.
Oh, she was my best friend.
There you go. Continue living in her memory.
Yeah, I made her a couple promises that one, obviously, I'm going to make her proud of me, and, you know, so forth.
Well, there you go. Make her proud of you. Keep those promises.
I will.
Sometimes we got to live for a purpose. We have a purpose in life. Some of us don't know that purpose, and we got to dig it out of ourselves. We got to figure out what that purpose is.
Oh, most
Okay.
certainly. Most certainly. My trauma led me down a road that was very dark and led into substance abuse. And then I got extremely depressed all the time because that's where you lead when you're an alcoholic and you don't want to socialize because you can't really be in public. And I got into those depression modes myself, and then
I
like
know.
you're talking about, the therapy really brought me out of it. Like the groups that I started going to, like not just the Alcoholics Anonymous, but like other just socializing groups. Like they have crafting groups and stuff that you can participate in. That really, really brought me out of it.
I think the main thing is you have to stay busy.
You have to keep your mind. You can't. Well, the thing is, right, is they see keep your mind distracted. But sometimes you can't. You're gonna have those moments where those thoughts come back.
Right.
And I'm not a therapist, so I can't tell you how to control those thoughts. You just got to figure them out. Like with me, I'm still struggling
I
on
can.
how to handle my intrusive thoughts.
Oh, that word, intrusive thoughts.
Yes.
I'm trying to
That's
educate.
like
Go ahead.
that's like OCD, right?
No.
Well,
I'm trying to educate my 16-year-old daughter on intrusive thoughts as well, and dealing with my abuse that I went through when I was younger. Like I was saying, it led me down to hard roads, and then I'll go a little bit into that for a second. I almost tried to unalive myself, and because of how depressed I was, um, I lost a very, very big part of my life because I convinced myself that I wasn't even able to do what a mother should be able to do. So I gave my 4 children up for adoption because I didn't believe that I was able to do it by myself with my mental stability or lack thereof. And that led me further into my addictions because now I no longer had anything that I was responsible for. I almost tried again. The second time, I actually started going to groups. I started going to my therapy and I started coming out of it. And let me tell you, I'm so grateful today that I did not do what I tried to do and I was not successful because now I have all of my children back in my life. And I am now able to educate them on the things that I went through myself because, unfortunately, me thinking that I was making a good decision, I put them in the same situation, not with the same person, but it wound up happening to my children too. So they are now out of that home and back in a situation where I can be a part of their lives. And hopefully I will get them back completely eventually. But with that being said, intrusive thoughts is something that I'm trying to educate my 16-year-old on because intrusive thoughts are things like, I want to go get my nose pierced, but is that really something you really want to do right now? And then you go and jump and decide to go get your nose pierced. And now you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Now my nose hurts and I really didn't want this and it looks ugly. But you acted on it because it was something that you wanted to do in the moment. Or for females, I want to cut my bangs. And you go ahead and act on it. And now you're hating yourself for the next month because you have awkward things on your forehead. Intrusive thoughts are like, I want to stick my face in that cake instead of cutting a piece and actually biting it. We don't act on intrusive thoughts because intrusive thoughts can get us in trouble.
yes. 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 That's why we got to think and think them out.
Sorry, it took me a long time to get there, but we got there.
Yes.
Bless
Dan
you.
said, now Amanda Panda is around to keep me in line.
And Get Lockered, thank you for the comment. Wow. This community is awesome.
Well, the thing is, right, is that's tough, Black Skies. That's tough. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Black Skies. But you know what? You're here. And you're a mod for my channel, and you're a staple to this community. So, you're here.
And you mean a lot to us.
Yes.
Hang in there.
So, now you got to deal with us, Black Skies. You got to deal with a bunch of lost souls trying to find their way in life.
Sorry, I had to go deal with my puppies. They were fighting.
So, do you have a connection with your 4 children that you put up for adoption?
Yes, I do now.
That's awesome.
I didn't for a while. I had a connection with the adopted mom, and then the adopted mom cut off communication with me, and I didn't understand why, but my gut knew. And then my children, and I'm air quoting, reached out to me and were asking me all these questions from when they were younger. And I responded, hopefully, thinking that these were I was really talking to my kids. And I was like, okay, like they really want to know me. And then I found out that it wasn't my kids that I had been talking to for like 2 years. It was the mother I had been talking to the whole time, creating false relationships. Like she was acting like she was my kids.
Wow.
Yeah. Then about a year ago, right at this point, almost 1 year ago, I got a message on Facebook, and it actually was my second oldest daughter. And she said, hey, I think you're my mom. And we started talking, and I found out that they were now put in another home because
Wow.
things had happened to them. I had trusted this woman. I was like, thank the God, thank Lord that they all got to stay together, and, somebody was willing to raise them and keep them together. And I really thought that it was an answer to everything that I couldn't be.
So they're in a good environment now?
Yes. Now they are, yes. And I talk to them daily. And that is only by the grace of my sobriety and cutting the people out. Like my childhood trauma came from, so you guys, some of you know, somebody in the chat is my mother. She
So
was
she's actually your mother?
my mother, my
Oh, wow.
my
I
bio.
thought it was like a YouTube relationship.
Nope, that is my bio mother, and my bio mother, unfortunately,
Drive
had
safe, Nana.
she had to she kind of had to deal with like mental abuse from her parents a little bit, and she got convinced that she couldn't do it either. So we were adopted, and we were adopted by family members, and she was always a part of our life. She was my aunt growing up, because when I got adopted, she became my aunt. I was adopted by my uncle. Well, unfortunately, my uncle essayed me my
Oh,
entire
God.
my entire life till the day that I got married. I had to, to get him to pay for my marriage license. And then we proceeded to go to the courthouse and I got married and never looked back. Well, no, don't let me lie. I did look back. I begged for a relationship from my mom, my adopted mom, and begged and begged and begged and just never understood why I wasn't enough for her. Like why didn't she give me the parenting that I so desperately needed? And at a point, I finally decided I am begging for a relationship that is going to continue to hurt me, and I cut that out and began to grow. And I got sober. I wasn't living in the thoughts of why. And I mean, it's insanity asking a question that you know you're never going to get an answer to.
Yeah. You know, um, my childhood was difficult. I had my mother, but I didn't have my mother at the time. You know, she was there, but she wasn't there. She tried
Yeah.
her hardest, you know, being there, but it wasn't enough. You
When
know,
I turned
yeah,
30, when I turned 30 was when I finally decided that I was cutting off relationship, like begging for those relationships that were going to continue to hurt me. And I created a relationship with my biological mother. And now she is my mom. She was always my mom, but now she is that person back where in my heart where she belongs. Like I finally got that piece of me that I'd been missing for
that's
so long.
awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome.
I'm
Oh, thank
happy
you,
for you.
Quinn. Thank you.
Well, I had the same problem with my dad.
You know what's crazy, right? Is things happen for a reason, and the world spins around, and you didn't give up. You didn't give up. Nan didn't give up. And look, you guys have an amazing relationship now.
Yeah, look where you are now.
Yeah, I am so grateful. And she who walks in, that is on point. Childhood trauma from dual mental illness plus severe health issues can really mess with your sense of identity. 100%.
Yes,
100%. I still, like, that's what I was saying earlier. I am 37 and I struggle. I struggle, and it's a really hard internal struggle for me because I just want to know who I am. I want to wake up and know what my style of clothing is every day, not, oh, I'm going to wear this because I feel like I'll fit in if I wear this, or no, I think I should wear this because I'll fit in better if I wear this.
I'm 43 years old, and I still dress like I'm 16, 17 years old.
Same. Same. I have a
I
Guilty,
dress for comfort. I don't dress for age.
I have a
guilty here.
Go ahead, Kevin.
No, I just said guilty here.
Why do you feel guilty?
Oh, just wearing the same clothes, that I grew up in.
Same here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm guilty.
Oh, you agree? Don't say
Oh,
guilty here.
oh.
Just say you agree.
Okay. All right. I
You're
got you.
making it seem like you feel guilty that you dress younger age.
I have a few less piercings. No, wait. I just have them in different spots. Never mind.
My grandmother used to tell me because, and I think that's a way that I dealt with it when I was younger. She said that I looked like Barbie fell in a jewelry box and everything just stuck.
Oh,
So Quinny said, I had no struggle as a child or adulthood until I was 55. That's when my trauma started. So mine is backwards to most. So hopefully, she who walks in the word. My wardrobe is hip hop.
I'm right there with you.
But I don't wear pants past my ass. Nope.
I'm all over the spectrum. One day I will look like I just walked out of the church, and then the next day I will look like I belong in a mob somewhere, like a mosh pit.
Okay.
You can picture me as a skater. I don't skate much though, but a BMX rider, baggy clothes and stuff like that.
Hey, Nan, I think it's more friends. I think you and Manda are more than friends, to be honest. What she just explained, I think you and Manda are more than friends. I think you're more than that.
I love that lady a lot. And I tell her a lot. Like I will call her out. Like if she stops focusing on herself, and I'll ask her, "Now what was this?" And then
Dichotomy.
she'll tell me, "Oh, yep, you're right. I know. I know. I need to focus on myself for a minute." That poor lady would give you the shirt off of her back, and she would let you move into her house without even living there.
So Quinny said dichotomy, Manda, a good word for you and love it. And I love it. A division or contrast between two things that are or are represented as being opposed or entirely different. Dichotomy.
Dichotomy. I
Yes.
like that. Thank you, Quinn.
I used to have a ton of piercings. I used to
Don't
have
tell.
8 piercings. Now I have none.
Nan, there's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball.
Oh, I had many, many, many. But then my 16-year-old decided that she wanted to get her septum pierced, and I couldn't make her go through it alone. So, being the good mom, I went and got it done too.
So all your kids back in your life, do they live with you or do they still live with who they're living with?
They're living with basically their grandmother. But we're looking to have them get adopted, and that the reason for that, I know this sounds crazy, but they grew up with her. Aside from being with me, my youngest was not even a year old when they got taken. They were gone out of my life for 12 years.
So
My
grandmother, that's your mother, right?
No, this is going to be the one who adopted them, that person's mother. The one where they were essayed.
Oh God.
Okay, yeah, I know it sounds bad, but this woman had nothing to do with her. And then that's how the kids are actually put in her care, because DHS found her fit to be able to be with them. And I'm talking, I'm over there on a weekly basis. And I 100% trust this situation. And the only reason that I'm not opposing it is because my children, my 16-year-old, My 14-year-old and my 13-year-old have all asked me to please let them stay there because this is what they know. This is their home. This is where they have felt safe. And they don't really know me. After them going through what they just went through, and this is the only people that they trust and that have been a consistent in their life, I don't feel it fair for me to say, no, you belong with me, and rip them from that environment.
So
Gotcha.
do you and Nan live together?
No, she lives somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Kansasville, I think. And I live in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas.
So you live in Arkansas?
Yes, I do.
I make fun of people who live in Arkansas. I call it Arkansas because if you break it down, that's what it's spelled, like A-R Kansas.
Yep, it's ours though. She lives in the real one.
You got it.
You just got it.
Yeah. It's ours though, but she lives in the real one. So, um, there's
I really just wanted to come on the panel and just kind of share my situation because when I seen your topic, I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is something that I'm kind of still struggling with as an adult. Like my relationships with like being able to make friendships like really struggles, but I also wanted to put it out there how far you can come and you can grow from these situations as well. It doesn't have to define you. What happened to you isn't you.
well,
We're
you've made a new
all
friend here, Panda Panda.
for sure.
You're
I
always welcome on my channel. You're always welcome to come up on my panel and hang out.
I
You have a new friend
appreciate it.
here.
This was a first. I broke
Yes,
out of a comfort zone.
yes, you're always welcome. There's no shame here.
It
There's
is
no
kind of
shame
hard.
in coming up here.
It's kind of hard to come up the first time, especially live. You know.
Oh, you had to put that in there. I really wasn't thinking about that. I tease Nan a lot because how often she goes live. She loves it. That's her niche. She found what she loves. And kudos to her. I I don't know if I enjoy being in the middle of the camera, but by all means, shine star, shine bright.
Yep.
And Eddie, I'm sorry I stepped on you a few times.
Oh, you're good. It happens.
Okay.
People don't realize how tall I am, and they got to step up.
Yeah. All right.
They got to climb up a ladder. You know what I'm saying? They got to climb up a ladder to take a step.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go live at 2:30 in the morning too.
Man, you're nonstop, dude.
How tall
So
are you if your boots make you 6'4"?
I'm 6'6".
She who walks in said her new boots put her at 6'4". I put shoes on and I make it to 5'1".
So you're 4'11".
On the point.
Sorry for laughing so loud. But isn't that funny how I'm able to get your height when you put shoes on?
Oh man, I had to I almost lost it for a minute. I had to mute myself.
So she who walks in the word, how tall are you? She's got to be at least 6'1", 6'2". Black Skies is 5'3", soaking wet.
Wait, if they're anything like the boots that my 16-year-old showed me, I'm talking that thing had like a 4-foot platform on it.
She's 5'10".
She said my besties are pocket pals.
So I'm not closing out right now. I just want to thank everybody for being here. But I do have goals set. Because I'm going to do that every live. I'm going to set goals. So, and if I hit 10 goals, I'll sing a karaoke song. I'm going to do that every day. And if I hit the 10 goals, I'll do a karaoke song. I want to start doing members only lives once a month, probably on the first of every month, just to hang out. And if you got questions, that's when you can ask them in members only lives. I'll get personal.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll never do M&M. Don't worry.
So
That sounds
put a
so
one
awesome.
in, yeah,
That
put a
you-
one in chat if you'd be willing to come up and do karaoke. If you come up on panel and do karaoke. If I decide to start doing karaoke lives. Put a one in chat if you'd be interested.
I'm too shy.
Okay. Jack, Black Powder Prepper. Would you come up? Oh, you leaving? You leaving? You heading out? Redheaded Amazon. So she who walks in the word will get up on panel and do karaoke. Okay. I sing passionately off key, but with confidence and passion. Okay, Carolina will get up on panel and sing karaoke. How you doing? I think I want to start doing that once a month. Bring some different things to the channel. You know, yeah, we talk about mental health quite frequently, but we can change it up a little bit here and there to bring some enlightenment to people's lives.
I can get into that with some Green Day.
Yep. So I was supposed to do comedy hour tonight. I mean, she
Yesterday.
fell off again. You're always welcome, Manda Panda. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for coming up, Manda Panda. Thank you for coming up.
Wasn't comedy night supposed to be yesterday?
Yeah, but something happened. And I had to address a few things. And I did.
Yeah, I heard about that a little bit.
Thank you, Blissful. But it is what it is. Part of life. It happens. Things happen. So
Well, Eddie, I'm willing to help you out in any way to keep your channel going.
all right.
I'll be here. What, 8:30 every night?
Yes, 8:30 every night. 8:30 every night.
Plus,
I
I get
talk
alerts.
about.
I get alerts on my phone too.
I'm tired of the hateful comments I be getting. It is what it is.
I'm
Nothing.
missing all
I'll
the
cover
comments.
it. I'm gonna cover it one day. I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna cover it one day.
There's no reason for that.
Don't know why there's so much hate, but there is. It is what it is. But next week, no need to. Correct, Firelight. So next week, or what's tomorrow? Thursday?
Yep.
Tomorrow's Thursday. Put a one in chat if you're down for the karaoke. Thursday night karaoke. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday night karaoke. Okay. All right. See you later, Jack. So tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, karaoke night with All Things Serious. Come prepared. Come prepared. Hopefully we can make it work without any issues. Hopefully we can make it work without any issues, any lagging. We'll try. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. EST. Chauffeur.
Hey, man, if you can't sing, just try. You'll be amazed.
EST. So that's what we'll probably do. Chauffeur. So I will see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. I think we'll do karaoke night on Thursday nights. Light and easy. With that being said, all things serious is out, my friends.
Peace.
Take care, Kevin.
You too, man.
Let's talk about the mind for a minute. The kind of battles fought, you don't just win it. It's a war zone inside, no camouflage. Every thought's a grenade, sitting ready to barrage. Growing up, they said man up, but never speak up. So I bottled it all, like a shaking soda cup. Pressure building inside, I could feel it crack. But the world outside only sees the mask, not the fact. Depression knocking at the door, anxiety's my guest. They invited themselves in, now I'm under duress. But mental health ain't a weakness, it's the strength to own. Every scar, every tear, every struggle we've honed. It's okay not to be okay. Don't let anyone take your light away. In the darkness, you'll find your voice. Speak your truth, make your choice. It's okay not to be okay. Don't let anyone take your light away. In the darkness, you'll find your voice. Speak your truth, make your choice. See, stigma's like a